Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope all of you guys are doing well. So, this is going to be my predictions for All Elite Wrestling's Revolution 2024. There are 11, I believe, 11 matches on this card. I don't know which ones are pre-show and which ones are the main card itself, but we should have a really great show. So, let's get started. So we have Julia Hart and Sky Blue taking on Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale with Stokely Hathaway. Um, I don't know. This tag team match just seems to be going nowhere. To be quite honest with you, like this whole feud, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a wasted storyline. I do get kind of vibes where it seems like they're gonna try to push Chris Statlander more towards a heel run. That's kind of the impression I'm getting and the feeling I'm getting. When is that gonna happen? I don't know. But it's hard to say how this match is gonna go. But I'm just gonna go with Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. I don't know. It just um, seems the right choice, but I don't know. I just don't care for this match. But if I have to choose, it's Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. We have a 12-man tag team match. We have the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, which is Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, Billy Gunn, Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, and Jay White, as they'll be taking on Jeff Jarrett, Statnam Sai, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party, which consists of Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. This should be a really good match, but to be quite honest with you, I see the Bang Bang Scissor Gang picking up the victory here. They've been going strong, and this is kind of one of those ideas where, like, on paper it sounds great, and then if you try to execute it, you're like, I don't think it's gonna work out. But surprisingly, it has worked out. But I don't think it's gonna last long, to be quite honest with you. But I would like to see it last enough to where Juice Robinson joins the group, or comes back. Not necessarily join the group, but comes back, and then they put gold on his waist. To me, that makes more sense to do. Let this keep going for quite some time. But if I'm going with anybody, it's my favorite, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. So now we have a title match, our first of many title matches. We have the AEW International Championship on the line, and I've got my Wikipedia up, or I've got my laptop. I got Wikipedia up here, so I can go through all of this. We have Orange Cassidy, who is the current champion, taking on Roderick Strong, who is part of the not United Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom, and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett will be in it. Will be by Roderick's strong side. Should be a really good match. I think they're really trying to push Undisputed Kingdom to be a really dominant group. So I definitely see Roderick Strong picking up the win, and that would at least give 2 out of the 5 men of their group championships. So yeah, I'm going with my favorite, Roderick Strong, picking up the win and becoming the new international champion. We have Samoa Joe, who is the current AEW World Champion, taking on Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana by his side. And this is going to be a really great triple threat match. Part of me wants Samoa Joe to pick up the wind, pick up not the wind, pick up the wind. Man, I am just like all out of it today. I'm sure Joe's going to pick up the win to retain, but the way they're building up Swerve Strickland makes me kind of wonder if they're really going to push towards having him win the title. And to be quite honest with you, I want to see it. I've been a fan of Swerve Strickland for quite some time, and I would like to see him get his first AEW single championship. He was a tag team champion with Limitless Keith Lee, so I feel like they need to give him a single run with a championship, and this is the best way to go. So I know it's a far stretch, but I'm going with Swerve Strickland. Remember, whose house? Swerve's house. So I'm excited. Um, Next, we have Timeless Tony Storm, who is the AEW World Women's Champion, and she'll put the title on the line um, against Deanna Purrazzo. Mariah May and Luther will be by Tony's, by ringside. Um, this match should be good considering the history between the two women. I do feel like Mariah May is going to get involved in some way or another, and it would cause Deanna Purrazzo to lose. But I'm going to go on a far stretch here, and I'm going to go with Deanna Purrazzo. I think she's been doing great. Her run in TNA I thought was great. She made her TNA debut and won the championship that night. So I feel like it makes a lot more sense to, have push Deanna, kind of really get her to be under Tony's skin and really build this feud up. So I definitely see Tony Storm losing and Deanna Purrazzo picking up the victory. So we have Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown Championship. So this is the AEW Continental Championship, Ring of Honor World Championship, and New Japan Strong Open Weight Championship. Man, I'm tongue twisted today. It says if Daniel loses, he has to shake Kingston's hand. This is going to be a good match. They're really pushing Eddie Kingston, like really pushing him, and the fact that he has now 3 titles is pretty awesome. I've been a fan of his for a long time, and the one thing I like about him is he's not this gimmick that's created. He's brutally honest. I'm sure part of it is a gimmick, but I'm sure a lot of it is also how he is in real life, and I think it blends really well, and I like it. But it's hard to say. I really don't see them I don't see them taking the titles off because I think at one point they are going to split the titles, and I think that's the right thing to do. So if anything, I'm going to say Eddie Kingston picks up the victory. I think Eddie Kingston's going to do it, especially the way they've been building it. And usually you can tell if the heel kind of gets the upper hand before the pay-per-view. It's kind of predictable that the face ends up winning. I've noticed that a few times when, watching certain live events, or premium live events, whatever they call them. So yeah, so I'm going with Eddie Kingston there. We have Will Ospreay taking on Kanosuke Takashita. I am butchering that bad. I'm sure if I learned how to say it right, it would come out great. So this is a single match. They're both part of the Don Callis family. I feel like there's a turn happening. Either Will Ospreay's turning face, or they beef out their stuff and they move on. But something tells me somebody's turning face. I definitely have that feeling. Who it's gonna be, it's hard to say. But I am such a fan of Will Ospreay. I cannot wait for this match. But if I'm going with anybody, it's got to be Will Ospreay. You're bringing him. This is kind of his first AEW match as a full-time AEW, superstar wrestler. Now that he signed a contract with the company and he's full-time now, I don't see him losing. So I definitely see either he wins or the match ends in like a disqualification because they both either, find some way to get disqualified in some sort, like somebody comes and attacks both of them, or you know, um, they've run out of time. That's kind of how I can see it. But Will Ospreay. Then we have the AEW TNT Championship on the line as Christian Cage, the current champion, takes on Daniel Garcia. Christian Cage will have Killswitch, Mother Wayne, and the Prodigy, Nick Wayne, by his side. Um, this feud is alright, but I'm getting really tired of Christian Cage getting the upper hand on this. And I feel like a few things need to happen. This is kind of where I feel like you could really set the stage for a nice group against Christian Cage and his group. I feel like Edge is going to come back and be involved. I don't know if he's going to turn and attack Garcia or he's going to attack Christian and allow Garcia to pick up the victory. I feel like two other competitors should be part of this, kind of like, has a history with some of these. One has a history, the other not so much. But I feel like AR Fox, we haven't seen him in so long. And I feel like with the whole thing with Nick and Darby, and now now Nick turns on Darby, AR Fox I think would be perfect to have Edge and Garcia side to take out take out Nick Wayne, and then have Beth Phoenix come and make her AEW debut and attack Mother Wayne. So you could have this group where Christian, Killswitch, Mother Wayne, and Nick Wayne take on Daniel Garcia, Edge, Beth Phoenix, and AR Fox. I feel like that kind of makes more sense, but I'm going on a long stretch, and I wouldn't say a long stretch, but I'm going with Christian Cage. There's no way he's losing it. They're going to have him retain. Maybe this will be the opportunity to eventually put a single title on Daniel Garcia other than the ROH Pure title. But I don't see it happening with all the all the distractions and all the interruptions that are going to happen from Killswitch, Mother Wayne, and Nick Wayne. We have a tag team match between FTR, Dax Hardwood, and Catch Wheeler, taking on the Blackpool Combat Club, which will consist of Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. Should be a really good match. Big fan of all four competitors. FTR is doing absolutely amazing. But to be quite honest with you, I don't know. I think the Blackpool Combat Club is going to pick up the victory, but I wouldn't mind seeing FTR pick up the win. But I can't see like the entire Blackpool Combat Club, uh, all members losing, the same night. I feel like either one has to win and then the others lose, or the two win and then one loses. So I see, like I had stated earlier, I see Bryan Danielson losing. So I see Moxley and Claudio picking up the victory. So I'm going with the Blackpool Combat Club. We have an all-star scramble match. The winner will receive a future AEW World Championship match. It will consist of Chris Jericho, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobb, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, and Dante Barton. Should be a really good match. I see a lot of great competitors in this. Dante Martin's gonna really show some skills in this match, and it's nice to see Dante Martin really get a push. Powerhouse Hobbs, I really think needs to kind of branch on his own. Lance Archer, they need to do something with him, or WWE needs to sign him to NXT. Hook's not doing a whole lot. I would like to see Chris Jericho, but I don't see that happening. It's going to be Wardlow. We all know Wardlow. They're pushing to have this Wardlow versus Samoa Joe, which is possible. But at the same time, if you have Swerve Strickland win, it would make more sense to have Wardlow win this and kind of take out Swerve, kind of like a squash match in some way. Because don't get me wrong, Swerve is drawing big numbers, but I don't think he's on that same level as Joe. Joe's kind of the veteran, so it kind of makes sense. But it's, realistically, it makes sense, but on paper, they may change it. It tends to happen a lot. So I'm going with a far stretch here, and I'm going with Wardlow picking up the victory. And then we have the Tornado Tag Team match for the AEW Tag Team Championships, and this will be Sting's retirement match. Um, Sting and Darby Allin, the current champions, with Ric Flair, will take on the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Should be a good match, but I don't see Sting and Darby Allin winning. A lot of times you can have, or no, a lot of times you have champions who are about to retire basically lose their title or lose their match. To me, I don't feel like that's a right thing to do. I feel like if you're going to have a retirement match, retire on a high note. Your last match is always going to be the one you remember, your first and last. And I feel like, oh yeah, I remember my last match. I won that match. Not, oh yeah, I lost that match. I just don't feel like it's right. And sometimes I wish certain stars would retire as champions and just vacate the title. But I see a good match here. I see the Young Bucks picking up the win, becoming the new champions. And then I see they're gonna kind of turn face just for this moment. Hug Sting and kind of you're gonna tell you you will see that it's gonna get emotional. I'm sure you'll see Sting crying, Flair crying, Darby crying, and you'll see the Young Bucks. I can guarantee you there's gonna be tears, and it's just gonna be the Young Bucks turning face. They'll be like a small minor face turn of just appreciating Sting, saying thank you, and then I think we'll see everybody, all of them in the ring, lifting the arms up. Then the Bucks and everybody, the Bucks will go, you know, get out of the ring and go backstage and whatever. And then that'll be it. And then, of course, they'll be back to their heel personas when Dynamite happens. I feel like, with it being the retirement match, that makes more sense of having, where you can break character. And I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, should be a great show, a lot of great matches, and I'm pretty excited. So to just do a quick little recap, I've got the Young Bucks picking up the win. I've got Wardlow picking up the win. I've got Blackpool Combat Club picking up the win. We've got Christian Cage winning, Will Ospreay winning, Eddie Kingston winning, Deonna Purrazzo winning, Swerve Strickland picking up the victory, Project Strong winning, and the Bang Bang Scissor Gang picking up the victory, and Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale picking up the victory for everybody's respective matches. Those are the people I am picking. So let me know what your thoughts are on this show. Match wise, what do you guys what are you hoping or expecting to see? What are your thoughts on the card? Do you think some of these matches are going to be great? Do you think some are just going to be too predictable and boring? I would love to hear your opinion, and let me know what your predictions are down below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Excuse me, I am drinking coffee. And it's making me burp, so I do apologize. But yeah, definitely hit the subscribe button for more content. I do wrestling prediction videos like this, collection updates, unboxings, movie reviews, and so much more. And if those are things you like, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Excuse me. And then hit that notification bell so you guys are notified when I do upload videos. Definitely share my videos. It helps me get out there. It helps me increase my watch hours so I can eventually follow my dream of getting monetized. And, it builds the channel and keeps me going, doing something I love. And if you guys want to check out my eBay store, Mikey's Thrift, I will put the link down in the description below. You can check that out. And if you guys want to send me subscriber mail, since I don't have a P.O. box, I will put my email down in the description below. You guys can email me. I'll give you my address. You can let me know what you're sending. You don't have to go full detail. That way I'm surprised if you do send me something. So with all that being said, I am Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, we'll talk films. Peace. Have a great night. And I'll see you soon.